Okay guys, welcome to my channel. So we're on week 6 now of remote instruction, and I've learned some things and I want to share what I've learned with you. Hi, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Amanda Farmer and I'm a word gardener. I teach English to middle school students in the Bay Area, California, and I'm recording on my computer because this is what my students get to see. This is my Zoom, and it's terrible quality, but I wanted to give you a heads up. This is the new reality for our kids who are doing remote instruction. I learned some things, and I'm by no means an expert. I'm by no means an authority. So why am I making this video? Well, I figure maybe something that I've learned will help you in your capacity in supporting our students through this. So I'm going to go through these tips that I saw that totally align with everything that I've learned, and then I'm going to add a couple of things to it at the very end. So without further ado, my cat is pushing on my computer. Get off the desk. Okay, so without further ado, here are some tips. An essential list of remote learning tools. Number 1 is a dedicated workspace. I talked about this a little bit when I did my first video on how to support your students through remote instruction, but I have to reiterate, this is something that comes up time and time again with my students every day, that they need a space. I can't tell you the number of times students have been in my class in a car. Their parents or caregivers are driving them from one location to another. I'm glad that they're still getting online, but would they be driven around like this if we were actually physically in a classroom? Probably not. They would probably be, of course, everyone has their own situation. But I feel like this is the kind of thing that we should not make a habit of. When they are supposed to be in class, they need to be able to focus and not be thinking about other cars on the road and seatbelts and music and whatever else happens in a car. So students need a dedicated space to do their work. I was cleaning off my daughter's desk upstairs and trying to create that space so that she can not think about how messy her desk is, or how, her sister is changing channels on the TV while she's trying to study or trying to focus on what the teacher's saying. So if you have the capacity to let your students be in their own space, they need to have a space that they can close a door and not have other people wandering around. If you don't have that kind of space, or if you want them out of their room so that you can make sure that they're getting from class to class, which is another thing that we've been struggling with in my house with my younger daughter, how she keeps missing a class because there's a big gap in time between when she has math and when she has PE, and then she gets distracted and forgets and doesn't get logged on for PE or science or whatever. But if you want to make sure that they're there, then let them have their privacy. Sit them so that their back is to a wall or to a window or something, so that they're not people wandering around in the background. Don't sit down beside your student and look over their shoulder at the class, because the other students that are in that class don't need the audience. They don't want to see you watching them while they're trying to learn. They need their privacy too. This is a huge privacy issue. So make sure that your student has a dedicated space to attend their classes and that they have privacy to do so. A tablet, smartphone, laptop, or desktop computer. I recommend get your student something that has a full keyboard, whether that be a Chromebook, if it's through the school, if they have the opportunity to get them a Chromebook, or if your student has access to a laptop or a desktop computer. That would be my first choice. That way they can type their answers to questions, they can type into the chat room if they're doing a Zoom class or a Google Meet class, they can type emails to their teachers, or their one teacher if they only have one teacher. It's just a lot easier to type when they've got a full keyboard. If you don't have access to that, a tablet would be my next choice, because it at least gives them room to be able to see the other students in the class and the teacher, and gives them a little bit more real estate for what they're working with, that would be my next choice. And then if you don't have access to either of those things in your house, a smartphone would be my last choice for attending virtual classes or remote instruction, because it's hard to manage. If you get put into a breakout room, it's hard to use the controls on the breakout room on the small screen. Of course, you want your student to be able to be using whatever device they need to get online, and if whatever device you have available to get online, and if that's all you've got, then that's all you've got. I also recommend getting your child a headset or a set of earbuds or AirPods, so that they can have that privacy in class, so that the teacher can talk to them without, a bunch of noise in the background. They can focus better on class. And if other students are talking, then they don't have to worry about who might be listening to what they're saying. Okay, number 3 is a good internet connection. This kind of goes without saying, but it's hard when it's all blotchy and blurry, and then they try to talk and no one can hear and no one can understand what they're saying. So a good internet connection is crucial for your student to be able to access the content and the materials. If you don't have access to a good internet connection, talk to your school district and see if there's something that they can do to help you with that. Maybe they can issue a Wi-Fi hotspot for your student to be able to access the curriculum. Number 4. Video conferencing and chat apps. So this is really important for your student to be able to use the correct app for what their school has dictated, whether it be Zoom or Google Meet or whatever other video app that they have. It's important that your student be able to use that app or site. So that means get your student's device ready and make sure that it's running properly on your student's device, whether it be on the tablet or on the smartphone or on the Chromebook or whatever. It needs to be ready to go so that the student doesn't have to deal with downloading and updating all while we're trying to be in class. Number 5, earphones or a headset. I already talked about this a little bit, but it's really important both for privacy issues and for your student to be able to hear appropriately what the teacher and their classmates are saying in class. And number 6, self-discipline and a healthy, productive mindset. So this is something that we're just not going to be able to have right now. I was talking with one of my colleagues about how everyone is raw right now with the pandemic and the unrest and all of these bad things that are happening right now. This healthy, productive mindset is something that not many students are going to have coming into class. And that's okay, because what we're trying to do is provide them with a safe space so that they can feel safe and happy and at least temporarily trouble-free, even if they are dealing with other things in their real life and in the world and whatever. We want to provide them with this space where they can focus on their academics, temporarily blocking out everything else in the world. And that space is something that we're going to have to build as educators. We're going to have to reinforce it by building community. We're going to have to reinforce it by positive support, positive intervention, by commenting on positive behavior, really talking these students up, because so much of the world right now is negative. And we really want to make sure that our academic space is a positive space. Okay, that's really all I had. That's what I wanted to talk to you about, and I hope that this video helps. Leave me a comment in the comment box below and let me know what you're interested in learning about, whether it be how best to support our students, whether it be how to build community, how to provide that positive feedback for our students. I know that this week and next week we're going to be doing the first few meetings of the clubs run by students or run by faculty at my school. So I'm going to be supplying some book club videos for you, and we're going to be doing a film club, and at my school we're doing a Harry Potter club. So I'll make sure to make a video and talk about the clubs and what we do at our club meetings and how we can take what would normally be done in a classroom and transfer that into a virtual space. So until next time, don't forget to tend your garden, and I will see you later. And this is the other cat.